Hello and welcome back to another video of EUC in Austin. This is Rachel, and this is part 2 of our ride here starting at Chapperosa Park in Laguna Niguel, California. And we are going to the Salt Creek Beach. We are taking the Salt Creek Beach Trail, and if you saw the last video, we had actually was trying to get on this trail and we took a wrong turn, so we took the Niguel Road route, and I will put a link to that video in the video description if you'd like to check it out and compare. So this is the next day on our trip during the holidays, visiting family and friends in Orange County, California, and we went back. So here we are just riding, and there's a pedestrian. Again, you want to slow down, watch for pedestrians. And it is a really nice day. Again, we went in the morning and the sunny weather, and it was just a nice day for a ride. Excellent weather. So we are back here going to Salt Creek Beach. And there's my husband and my daughter. They're carving. That's a riding technique. And again, slow down and watch for pedestrians. Here's a couple here. I believe I'm looking. They are just walking here on the side, and they do have a dog on a leash. So here we are on day 2, and you look at my husband and my daughter. They are carving, which again is a riding technique, going side to side to side on these electric unicycles. And again, if you have any questions about electric unicycles, feel free to let me know. I had mentioned in the last video we had brought our electric unicycles with us. We drove from Texas to California, and we brought our smaller wheels. I am riding the V8 in motion electric unicycle, and my husband is riding the mountain climber Pagode, and my daughter is riding a M10-3 Pagode. Sorry about the camera noise. There's a lot of wind during this day, and if you've been watching the video, sometimes there is some camera noise regarding the wind. Now here's another pedestrian. So again, like I've mentioned in the videos before, just watch out for pedestrians. When you see them, slow down. As an electric unicycle, here I am slowing down for these pedestrians. There's a fellow biker here on the left, and there's a pedestrian here walking with a stroller, a baby stroller. So you just want to watch out when you see them. Better to be safe than sorry. But this is a great trail, so I'm very excited to do the video commentary on this trail. It is very beautiful on this nice day. This was in December of last year, 2022. And notice the sky there. It's so nice just looking at that beautiful sky, blue and white up there. And here we are. There's another pedestrian here on the left, actually a couple, and you want to stay in your lane. It's just a riding etiquette when you are riding these electric unicycles, especially since the trail is kind of narrow here. There's one way to go, forward, and another way people coming back, going to Chapperosa Park. So just be aware, just like riding a bike or driving a car, you just want to be aware of your surroundings. Okay, here we are at Anderson. We're going to make a right here. This is, again, the Salt Creek Beach Trail, and this will take us all the way to the beach. We're making a left, so we're slowing down. And what's nice about this trail is we don't have to go through any of those crosswalks, stoplights that we did in the last video when we had gone on Niguel Road, and we were so close to the trail. We had just taken a wrong turn, and you'll see where we're going to go here when we're riding. So Niguel Road is over here on the right, okay? And there's Antonio's Italian restaurant right there on the right, just so that you can know exactly where we are if you do want to do this trail. That's why I have a lot of title tags here in my video as you watch. So we are going downhill, and again, if you go downhill, especially if there's pedestrians, you want to slow down, and we are rounding a corner here, so we want to slow down extra slow, and we are going through this tunnel here. And again, like I mentioned in the last video, you don't know what's coming out on the other side of the tunnel, so just slow it down. As you can see, there's light at the end of the tunnel. And we are coming here to this intersection. This is where it got confusing, but we know the way. We had actually went to the left before, and then we had turned around. Now we're making a right here. And we are going, winding, making a left, slowing down, and we are on the official trail to Salt Creek Beach. And this is it. We found it. And Niguel Road is there on your left. If you had watched the other video, I had pointed out where this trail was when we had been on Niguel Road, and you could see it while we were riding. So Niguel Road is on the left-hand side, and this is the Salt Creek Beach Trail to go to Salt Creek Beach, starting from Chapperosa Park in Laguna Niguel, California, all the way to Salt Creek Beach in Dana Point, California, without the use of crosswalks or stoplights. This is a beautiful trail. It's very scenic. And you can see Niguel Road. You can see those cars on the left-hand side. That's what we had taken the last time on the last video. So here we are. My husband's pointing out to my daughter what we had gone last time. Here's some pedestrians walking. It's a very nice day for this ride. Again, this was December 2022 on our visit to Orange County, California, and it's just a great trail. I wanted to be sure to share it with you, but also it's very scenic so that you could see the scenery here. You can see my husband talking to my daughter, pointing out a couple things. And again, see that trail on the left? That is what we rode when we were going the Niguel Road route. And it was nice to kind of see the street view, but there were a lot of crosswalks and stoplights and a lot of stop and go. And we had to be especially careful about the cars when we were crossing. So this trail, this Salt Creek Beach trail that goes all the way to the beach, is kind of nice because we don't have to worry about those crosswalks and those stoplights. All we have to do is just watch out for pedestrians, which you'll see walking, and also bikers and anyone else on this trail. So it's very nice if you don't want to deal with all that crossing the street and using crosswalks. So here we are going downhill. It is very, very windy. There's a lot of up and down on this trail. So if you were thinking of riding this, if you are a biker, just know that it would be nice to have an electric vehicle of some sort, whether you ride an electric unicycle or an electric bike, even an electric scooter could do this just to kind of help you out, because there are areas here where we are actually going uphill, and looking at the video footage, it just would have been very difficult if we had manual vehicles such as just a regular bike, especially for my daughter here, so, and me as well too. So having an electric vehicle is very helpful, especially on these types of longer trails where you are going uphill and downhill. So it is very windy, but it is a very nice and scenic trail here. There, my husband and my daughter are riding, and he did a little bit of carving, and we are just going along the trail, going at a nice pace here, not too fast and not too slow. Okay, there is a jogger there jogging this trail. And if you're a runner, this would be a great trail to run if you live in the area, or if you're visiting. Okay, let's slow down here, watch for pedestrians. We just, again, want to be very slow when we pass these pedestrians, just to give the electric unicycle community a good name. We're not careless, and also we don't want any accidents. So here we are. As you can see, it is windy. It's very hilly. And like I said, electric vehicles do help on this specific trail. Look how steep we are going uphill here. And depending on your experience with a manual vehicle, you may have to walk up your bike or scooter if you have a manual vehicle. So an electric vehicle definitely helps on this trail. But I am just looking at the scenery. It looks so nice on this nice sunny day in December 2022 in Orange County. We had started at Chapperosa Park in Laguna Niguel, and we are riding to Dana Point to the Salt Creek Beach. So very nice day here, enjoying this ride and the scenery. So here we are, just kind of winding, and there are some fellow bikers there. And when you see people coming towards you, you do want to stay in your lane. You see my husband and my daughter. My daughter's right behind my husband, and my husband and me, we tend to wave when we see pedestrians or bikers, just to kind of be friendly. And I had actually mentioned this in one of my other videos, that it's just kind of courtesy just to say hi to people. And people get really excited when they see these electric unicycles. I think I had mentioned it isn't easy to learn how to ride these, but once you do, you feel so free. And if you have any questions about learning how to ride these electric unicycles, definitely let me know and post up your questions in the comments, and I'll be sure to see if I can help you out there. Okay, we are making a left. Again, watch for pedestrians. They look like they're taking a rest there. And we are continuing along on this trail to Salt Creek Beach, to Dana Point, California. Okay, there are no crosswalks like I had mentioned, and this is such a great scenic trail. If you've actually been on this trail, whether you visited or you actually live in the area, let me know your experience. Post your comments down below underneath the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts, whether you have been on the trail walking as a pedestrian, taken a bike, or an electric vehicle. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. So now we are making a right, and we are slowing down, and we are continuing on this trail. And I think we had said that we need to go towards the beach, so towards the ocean. So as long as we're going towards the ocean, we're good to go, since our destination where we want to go is Salt Creek Beach on this trail. Had we gone the other way, we would have been going away from the ocean. So this is where it gets really nice. And as we get closer to the beach, you'll notice that there are more people walking. You see these, I believe, these apartment homes or condominiums on the right. People actually live in these homes, condominiums on the right, so they probably just get on the trail and start walking. So there's going to be more pedestrians, more bikers, so we do need to be more aware as we are on this trail going to Salt Creek Beach. You'll see here in the video footage that there are some areas where it gets kind of crazy, and we just have to slow down and maneuver our way through the pedestrians or bikers or anyone who are on the trail. So there is a runner there on the left. You see my husband, he just and the biker just passed us here. You'll get that sometimes. And another biker here. Oh my goodness, look at all these bikers. And they are passing us. And most times, if they know the etiquette, if they're coming from behind us, they will say on your left or on your right, depending on which way they're going. Sometimes, if they don't know the etiquette, then they won't say any of that, and that will surprise us. So it really depends on our experience when we are riding our electric unicycle and the types of people that are on these trails that we're riding. But you'll see here on the left, I don't know if yes, there is, we're getting closer to the golf course here. And I believe that is part of the Monarch Beach. They have a resort and a golf course closer to the Salt Creek Beach. There's a fellow runner here on the left. And there, as you can see, there are more pedestrians here because we are getting closer to the beach. And we are actually also in a residential area. Here are some people walking on the left-hand side as we continue on this trail to the Salt Creek Beach. All of those homes you see, as well as the golf course here on your left. And if you've been to the Monarch Beach Resort in Dana Point or to the golf course, I'd love to hear your experience there, whether you live locally or you visited there for a visit. It looks like a beautiful golf course, a nice resort to stay in, especially with the proximity to the beach. Now, I did mention in the last video, I remember as a kid going to the Ritz-Carlton with my family as a kid, so it'd be interesting to compare the two, as I've never been to the Monarch Beach Resort as a guest. But I have been to the Ritz-Carlton, and that was in my last video, the Laguna Niguel route. Okay, here we are. Again, there are more people the closer to the beach we get. Here is a pedestrian walking her dog. And again, when you see dogs, I had mentioned in the last video, oh, it wants to chase us. That is their initial reaction. And if you are on a vehicle, like an electric unicycle or a bike, you want to slow down and not go so fast, because they are actually trained in their minds to actually chase things that are fast. So whether it's a car, a rabbit, a squirrel, and that will make it worse for the owner who is holding the dog on a leash. Hopefully they are on a leash if you ride and you see these dogs with their owners. Okay, so we are getting closer to the Salt Creek Beach. There are more pedestrians as we go closer to the beach on this trail, so we're slowing it down here. There are a lot of people here just taking a walk, whether they live, in these homes on the right, or they are actually staying as a guest at the Monarch Beach Resort, which is on the left. So, or maybe they, came all the way from Chapperosa Park and had a walk and live in the area or visited in the area. So here we are. You will see again the golf course on your left hand side, and that says beach access straight ahead. So we are very close to the beach here. That is why there are so many people, so many pedestrians or bikers, so many people on this trail now. Again, this is the trail to Salt Creek Beach. This is the access trail to the beach, which we had missed the turn and had to go the Niguel Road route on this street access in the last video. And again, I will put a link to that video in the video description if you'd like to check it out and compare. We are going very slow right now. The Monarch Beach Resort, you see that golf cart is here. but you can see how slow we're going because there are pedestrians, and that is a very hard skill to have as an electric unicycle rider. So if you can master that skill of being able to weave between pedestrians, you are actually more than a beginner rider. You're getting into the intermediate advanced rider. So we're going in the tunnel again here. And again, we just kind of want to slow things down when we go through these tunnels. There's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel, and you never know what's going to come out on the other side. So here we are. We are here. We made it to Salt Creek Beach. You'll be able to see the ocean and the beach here as we go along this public trail. The golf course, you saw those golf carts, continues on the right-hand side. I believe that's the Monarch Beach Golf Course on the right-hand side. And there is the beach. We made it. EUC in Austin. We are on the Salt Creek Beach Trail. Very nice. Nice day, you know, on this trail where we made the correct turn. And we didn't have to deal with crosswalks or the road access weaving around cars like we did in the last video when we went the Niguel road route. Okay, here we are at the beach. Such a beautiful day. You can see the ocean. And if you've been here before, drop a comment in the below the video. I'd love to hear your thoughts or what you think about this beach. To me, when we had went, it was fairly clean. I know there are beaches in California that are not as clean, so we must have gotten them on a good day, you know, in terms of the cleanliness of the beach. Okay, here we are trying to go around this pedestrian. This is kind of where it gets tricky, and we're going to get off here because it's very steep. And we got off our electric unicycles and we walked it down. You see my husband, he has a trolley handle on his, and he's carrying my daughter's electric unicycle because she does not have a trolley handle. But I am actually also walking. If it is too steep to ride, it's best to get off the electric unicycle and push it yourself. It's just like a piece of luggage. Most of them do have trolley handles, which makes it very nice for portability so that you can do these types of things. You can walk them down or walk them up, you know, if you need to. Okay, this is the same spot. We're going to take a rest stop here as the Niguel road route. If you saw that last video when we had gone that route to this beach, and we are getting here to a rest stop. So it is time for a break, and we are going to take a break and enjoy the ocean here for a while until we're ready to ride again. All right, we are finished enjoying the ocean. We are ready to ride. We are leaving Salt Creek Beach now. It was such a beautiful day. Going back the second time, we are heading back to Chapperosa Park on this Salt Creek Beach Trail, going all the way to Chapperosa Park and not having to deal with crosswalks or cars. We are going to continue on this trail, heading back, and we are backtracking. So it was so nice to see the beach. Here is a fellow biker ringing a bell. Now, some bikers, I had mentioned that they say on your left, on your right, if they're coming from behind you or towards you. But there are some bikers who just have a bell or a horn. We haven't encountered anyone with a horn, and that would definitely scare me. But we have encountered some bikers, as you just saw, who have a bell. They just ring the bell instead of saying on your left or on your right. Okay, we are slowing things down here, going through this tunnel. Here are some pedestrians. So whenever you see especially a lot of pedestrians, you really want to slow it down. We're going to get here in the tunnel. If you cannot slow down and you're just starting out, it's best to get off the electric unicycle and walk the electric unicycle. As you've seen, oh, there's somebody in an interesting vehicle there on the left, because it's better to be safe than sorry. There's another person on an interesting vehicle and a golf cart, I believe, coming here. So there's a lot of activity in this area. Here are some people. This looks like an entire entourage of people. Runners, maybe there was a group run. So you saw my husband, he got off his electric unicycle and got back on. I did the same thing, and so did my daughter. Okay, so we are going back to Chapperosa Park. We are backtracking. We are on this Salt Creek Beach Trail that took us from Chapperosa Park all the way to Salt Creek Beach in Dana Point, California. And we had started in Laguna Niguel, California. Okay, so here's the golf course at the Monarch Beach Resort here on the right. And we're just kind of backtracking our way back to where we need to go, to Chapperosa Park. So this is a very, very scenic route. I highly recommend this trail if you live in the area or if you're going to be visiting the area like we did. Again, this was December 2022. We visited Orange County to see family and friends. I grew up in Orange County. I grew up in this area, so it's very interesting coming back as an adult because as I'd mentioned in my last video and my other videos, I had never actually been on these trails as an adult. I did ride bikes. I did roller skate as a kid. I did ski, but I always stayed in my neighborhood, in very close to where I lived on those streets. I never kind of ventured out onto these trails. So it's interesting going back. I know these trails have been there, but I never used them as a kid. So if you're watching this, just wanted to share that with you. So again, we are on the Salt Creek Trail, EUC in Austin. And if you live in the area and you've been thinking about riding, whether it's an electric unicycle, electric scooter, oh, there's someone on an interesting vehicle coming our way on the left, electric bike, electric skateboard, and you are looking for a good trail, a good scenic trail to ride, I highly recommend this Salt Creek Trail. And it does have access to the beach. It will take you all the way to Salt Creek Beach, all the way to Dana Point, California, from Laguna Niguel, California. So I highly recommend this trail, whether you're just starting out or you've got some experience but you're looking for some good trails to ride as a rider, whether you have a vehicle that's manual like a bike or you are on these electric vehicles. There is a biker there. It's funny, you can always tell the bikers who are, they're experienced and they have that riding etiquette. Like I had mentioned, they say on your left, on your right, or they have a bell and they know exactly where they're going, versus the more casual bike riders who don't follow those etiquettes. So it's just very interesting to see. We're all at different levels as riders. Like I had mentioned in the videos that I've done so far, we started learning how to ride the electric unicycle last year in January 2022. So now as I do this video, it's January 2023. So it's been a year already. And it's funny because time flies, and a year ago, we were just beginners. So it's very interesting to kind of compare like how we are as riders now after a whole year of riding versus when we started out and we had not ridden that much. Now I will tell you we do ride regularly. So we may not have been so experienced, our levels, we're pretty experienced at this point, especially my daughter, because we are regular riders. We ride, if not every day, every week, a couple times a week. And I believe my husband, he loves it so much that I think he does ride every single day. So for me and my daughter, we ride a couple times a week, but we are regular riders and we're consistent. So with that comes experience, especially when you're riding these trails and you do have to maneuver around pedestrians, around owners with dogs, around bikers, people on other vehicles. So it does give you the experience of, riding these vehicles and, going through those different situations. So here we are winding around. You see the street there on the left, and I'm just panning the camera here to show you the beautiful scenery. There's someone taking a walk as we go back to Chapperosa Park in Laguna Niguel, California. So again, if you do have any questions about learning how to ride these vehicles, there are some bikers there, some kids on bikes. So you got to really slow it down. Like I had said, if they don't give us a warning, they're probably less experienced, don't have the riding etiquette. So you just really got to watch out when you encounter people like that who don't give you any warning as riders. We try to be as safe as we can. There's a dog there. Just want to slow it down when we are riding. But as I was mentioning, if you do have any questions about learning how to ride the electric unicycle, let me know. And here we're making a right and we are slowing it down here. And if you are actually an electric unicycle rider, let me know in the comments your experience, just your experience riding, your experience learning how to ride it, and where you've ridden. If you've ridden in this area or, any of the areas that we've had videos on, I'd love to hear about your experience as an electric unicycle rider or a trail rider. It's always neat to meet other riders who know how to ride the electric unicycle because honestly, we are few and far between. There are more riders, especially on this vacation that we took. We encountered more electric bike riders than electric unicycle riders. And I had mentioned in the last video, I was surprised to not even see any electric unicycle riders on this trip, or even anyone on a one wheel, which is an electric skateboard. I thought we would encounter that, especially being in California and all, but we hadn't. And I didn't even see one electric unicycle rider. And we got a lot of questions, pedestrians asking, what are you riding? That looks so cool, especially the kids. So it's real neat and real fun. There's another biker here on the left. When people stop us to ask what we're riding, and we kind of educate them and tell them, our experience. So it's kind of neat. But we get very excited, and I think other electric unicycle riders get excited too when they see electric unicycle riders. Now we are going very slow here because we're going downhill and we are rounding a corner. So when you're riding any type of vehicle, personal vehicle, you want to be very slow, especially when you're rounding a corner. Just like driving, if there are blind spots, you really want to be cautious. So here we are just winding around. We're going kind of uphill. So there's a lot of uphill and downhill on this trail. So again, I just wanted to warn you, if you decide to ride this trail and you are not on an electric vehicle, I highly recommend using an electric vehicle if you go on this trail, because there's a lot of steep hills going up. and encountering that, you may have to get off your manual vehicle. So having an electric vehicle definitely helps, again, whether it's an electric unicycle, an electric bike, or even an electric skateboard or scooter. It will definitely help on this trail, and also to make it more of an enjoyable ride. Because I remember as a kid, you can't go that far on a manual vehicle. So, having these electric vehicles does help. And I've really enjoyed riding our electric unicycle, over the year, of 2022 and going into 2023 and beyond. We are definitely going to continue riding these electric unicycles. Okay, again, we are heading back to Chapperosa Park. We came back from the Salt Creek Beach in Dana Point, California, and we are heading back to Laguna Niguel, California. And as we ride here, you will see Niguel Road on the right, and I will point that out as we get further into the video. But if you saw the other video when we were on Niguel Road access, you saw this trail, this Salt Creek Beach Trail on your right. Okay, so the right-hand side is the Niguel Road. Here, we're going back, and that is the trail that we had taken in the first video, that we were trying to get on this trail to Salt Creek Beach. Now we are going uphill. This is very steep. This is an area that is very steep on this trail. Again, we had come from the beach, so we're actually going towards Laguna Niguel. There's Niguel Road there on the right. And this is a pretty steep hill. So unless you're a very, very experienced manual rider, it's going to be very challenging to go up that part, just so that you know. And now here we're going back down. It's kind of winding. It goes up and down on this Salt Creek trail that we took all the way to Salt Creek Beach. And we are going back to the park here. It is such a beautiful day. Look at the sky and how blue it is. Again, there you see the cars on the right. There's Niguel Road, and we are very close to Chapperosa Park now. So, yeah, between both of those trails that we had taken, the Niguel Road route and this route to go to the Salt Creek Beach, I really do enjoy this route better, because we don't have to deal with crosswalks. We don't have to deal with any cars. We are slowing down now because we are going downhill. So if you had taken this route to go to the beach, that means you're going uphill. So it is pretty steep going up that hill, but we are going back. So now we are slowing it down, going downhill back to Chapperosa Park in Laguna Niguel, California. And we're going to be making a turn here, making a right. So we're going to slow it down. This is a very sharp turn here, so it's more for an experienced rider. If you cannot make these turns as a beginner rider, then it's best to get off the vehicle and walk it. There's that gated area that you had seen in the last video. Okay, here is a tunnel. We are so close to Chapperosa Park. Tunnel time, but we definitely want to slow down. I get very excited when I see tunnels. As a kid, I loved going through tunnels in the car, or if I was, on a bike or walking through tunnels. It was just such a great experience. But here we go. And we are riding back to Chapperosa Park. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this video. You've enjoyed the videos that we've done so far on our electric unicycle trail rides. And again, this is the Salt Creek Trail, EUC in Austin, going back. There's a sign there about the Salt Creek Trail to Chapperosa Park. So if you've enjoyed our videos, please like and subscribe, and let your family and friends know. Anyone who may be interested in electric unicycles or just watching our videos. And again, that you see my husband and my daughter doing the riding technique that is called carving. Again, I've mention that a lot of times in these videos, and it's just kind of a riding technique to brace yourself and to have more control of your vehicle as you ride these electric unicycles, to bend your knees instead of standing straight up and having the chance of getting knocked down. Okay, again, Niguel Road's on the left-hand side there if we wanted to go that way, but we are making a right back to Chapperosa Park, and we are continuing on this trail back to Chapperosa Park. Oh, here's a runner here on the left, and there's some pedestrians. And I will say, sometimes on these trails, the pedestrians, they don't know the etiquette or they don't follow the etiquette. So as a rider of a personal vehicle, you just have to be really aware of that and the pedestrians. We are almost there to Chapperosa Park. It is kind of frustrating sometimes, but really, you know, like in any situation, when you're on a vehicle, the pedestrians do have the right of way. So they may not be aware or they may not follow the rules of the road. So you just have to be aware of that. And as I said, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video or any of the other videos that we've done on our channel, EUC in Austin, and let me know what you think. Let me know what your experience has been. If you have any questions about any of the trails that we've done or suggestions for trails that you want to see in the future, definitely let us know. Again, this was on our vacation. Most of our trail rides that we do are in the Austin, Texas area, where we are based out of, but I wanted to be sure to do this trail, this Salt Creek Trail, on our recent visit to Orange County, California, so that you could see that as well too. So here we are. There's a pedestrian. I'm just kind of panning around to show you the scenery. As you can tell, it kind of changes, you know, going towards the beach, coming back from the beach, you know, because we had started in Laguna Niguel to Dana Point, and from Dana Point and back to Laguna Niguel. So as we get back to Chapperosa Park, we're going to kind of slow things down here as we see there are pedestrians. The closer we get to the beach, the closer we get to the park, there are more pedestrians. Oh, this is a lot of dogs this owner has. So you got to watch out for dogs. I don't even know if all of those dogs are on leashes. They may not be. So that was a lot of dogs. I didn't count them. I didn't catch how many there were. But imagine all of those dogs chasing you on a personal vehicle. That would be crazy. Okay, so you can see my husband and my daughter. They are doing the riding technique of carving, going side to side. My husband is bending his legs to get more control of the vehicle. So if you're just starting out, you know, look up carving online, how to do it. Maybe watch some videos. If you do have any questions, let me know. But we are getting to the end here of our ride. We are almost done with our ride. We're close to Chapperosa Park. I do have to go through a lot more video footage of our trip to California in December, so watch out for more videos of our trip in Orange County, California, when we had visited in December 2022. But we are almost done here. We are so close to Chapperosa Park. Again, this is a Salt Creek Trail, EUC in Austin, and it looks like we're all done here. This is getting back to Chapperosa Park.
Salt Creek Trail.
The Salt Creek Trail, EUC in Austin. As I mentioned the last video, I actually played softball. There's a dugout there on your right. And we are pretty much done with this ride. So I really hope you did enjoy this video to compare the two routes that we took. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.